Good morning and welcome to Balm, the loving path to family recovery. If you've been watching these on-demand webinars, you may have noticed that yesterday I changed to this introductory screen. I simply love this picture. This idea of walking upstairs to the light is very intriguing to me. Families come into the Balm and often they're feeling so hopeless. They're feeling like they don't know if there is any future for them or their families or their loved one. And we show them a lighted path, a loving, lighted path. And yet it's not a slide, it's theirs. There is work involved for the families. And for those of you who are thinking of becoming Balm coaches, same thing. We're giving you a lighted path to help families in a profound way that those who work with our coaches say they can't find in other coaching professionals. Our training is the lighted path. There will be work to walk up those steps. And today we're going to talk to you about how to move from being just a life coach to being a Balm family recovery coach. What are the differences? What are the similarities? You know, when it comes to working with families as a coach, two things really matter. First, the quality of life coach training you receive. You want to make sure that your school is an ICF, ACTP, a fully accredited International Coach Federation school. That's critical. We are one. And then you want to have a school that will take you through mastery of a series of structured curricula for families and for coach trainees. Ours has the Balm method of family recovery, which is our embodied in our family recovery educational program. And the Balm holistic model of family recovery development, which shows you, the coach, how to move a family from chaos and confusion to clarity and recovery. It lights the path of how the families develop. And then the Balm family recovery coaching method gives you the tools and the skills to be able to move families through their various stages and developmental levels. So there are two things that matter, and we give those two things. And I'm very proud of the fact that we're an ICF ACTP. Have you heard of the ICF? It's the premier accrediting board for life coaches. And when you become an ACTP, you're expected to provide cutting-edge life coach training. Training to deepen the client's learning so they can move forward powerfully. Now, when you're becoming a life coach, it's assumed that you're working with people who are healthy, whole, and ready to set goals and move toward their achievements. In fact, I remember in my wonderful coach training school that I went through, I asked a question of the founder about addiction. At that time, they said, we don't touch it. We don't touch it. We're looking for people who are healthy and whole and ready to go. We're going to talk more about that as we go. So there are 5 guiding principles of highly effective coaching. 1, be a caring partner. 2, facilitate accountability and client ownership. 3, suspend judgment and let go of attachment. 4, foster wholeness and balance. And 5, empower fulfillment Of course, there's a lot of detail on that, and you will learn the specifics in training on exactly how to achieve all of those things. Another thing that sounds simple but has a lot of moving parts. And we coaches use every skill and tool we have in the service of our client's agenda. Both life coaches and Balm family recovery life coaches learn how to ask powerful questions, be committed, focused listeners, reflect back what they've heard, provide positive feedback and acknowledgement, encourage the client to lead the conversation, ask permission to share unsolicited ideas or suggestions, make an authentic or heart-to-heart connection, and honor confidentiality. You'll notice the asterisks under encouraging the client to lead, making an authentic heart-to-heart connection, and honoring confidentiality. Keep listening and you'll see how it differs slightly when you become a Balm family recovery life coach. So we're going to look at this chart of coaching behaviors to help you understand the difference between a life coach and a Balm coach. So we're going to look at the coaching the behaviors that support the International Coach Federation philosophy, and these are the behaviors of a life coach, and the family recovery coaching behaviors that support the Balm philosophy. Remember, Balm coaches are ICF coaches with a special extra bit of training that allows them to go deep to move the client forward in the field of family recovery. So life coaches ask questions. Balm coaches also ask questions, but they're also there as a guide when the client's in crisis. When they're invited or given permission to do so by the client, permission is the big thing that differentiates a therapist and a coach. I'm not there as your expert. You won't be there as their expert in what they need. You are there as an expert in life coaching, an expert in Balm coaching, an expert in family recovery. And your client gets to call the shots in that if they do not want you to guide them, you don't. You need their permission. A life coach focuses on and champions what the client wants to achieve. So here's what happens in a Balm relationship. We make an advance agreement with the client as to how they wish to utilize us. You become willing to be the question person, even when you have answers that could help. But you're also willing to provide information, resources, and guidance as requested by the family. You're willing to ask permission to share when you see a challenge you're competent to assist with. An ICF coach does not have an attachment to the choices the client makes. A Balm coach, on the other hand, utilizes their skills to encourage recovery without imposing their will. They provide guidance to give a client a leg up into a recovery mode of thinking when necessary. An ICF coach asks for clarification, trusting the client's wisdom. A Balm coach, likewise, knows that under all of the challenges facing their client, there's wisdom and wholeness. A Balm coach is willing to sit and listen, to patiently ask questions, to help the client find their own answers, and during a family crisis, to step in as a guide until a family member is able to think more clearly. An ICF life coach allows discomfort, trusting the client's capability. And so does a Balm coach, and both are willing to sit in the silence and allow the client's underlying wisdom to bubble up. A well-trained ICF coach knows when to lead and when to step back. And a well-trained Balm coach is an ICF coach who not only knows when to step back, but also has the knowledge of use disorders, recovery, and family recovery to know what the family needs to know, how to get them that information, and how and when to share it. ICF life coaches express their opinion without attachment and allow the client to express theirs. So too do Balm coaches. But here's a caveat. There may be times as a Balm coach when a family you're working with is ill-informed, caught up in their co-addiction, or intent on enabling or otherwise encouraging use or standing in the way of recovery. During these times, a Balm coach will use his or her coaching skills, their Balm conversational skills, a loving tone, a clear, unclear chart, or one of the many other Balm coaching tools to help them get clear, to help the family member they're working with get clear on what's really going on. We Balm coaches definitely have a leg in the race toward recovery. So the question is, what will it take for you to become a Balm family recovery life coach and gain all of this expertise, should you decide that that's the path you want to pursue? In our next and final on-demand session, we will explore the educational path of a Balm coach trainee, as well as the investment of time and tuition dollars. In our last webinar, you will also discover the bonuses available to those who sign up for the current cohort within the next 5 days, between the 10th and the 14th. Now, if you've received your blueprint for Balm professional success, you may want to have that out while we're doing that final webinar, because there may be some things we can look at together that will help you better understand this path to becoming a Balm coach. I thank you so much for joining me for day 3. And if you've been here this long, there's only one more day to help you really see what it is, what it will take, and how to get started. I thank you. I'm Beverly Buncher from the Balm Training Institute for Family Recovery Services and Balm Family Recovery Life Coach Training. See you tomorrow, everyone. And remember, be a loving mirror. Bye.